Hi Stampers, this is Kathy Hamrick, Country Road Stampers. Glad you could join me today. This is the second video I want to show you in things from the Celebration and the Occasions Mini. This one is the butterfly, and I have many customers who will laugh to hear me even say this, but I love the butterfly that is in the Occasions catalog. There's a 2-page spread with butterfly things that you can use. There's a bundle. There's even an artisan's embellishment kit that you can use. But most people look at this Thinlit and the first thing they're going to say is, oh my, that looks like a nightmare to punch out. Well, I want to show you a few things today that makes life much simpler, that this is not a difficult thing to punch out. So the first thing, I'm going to make this smaller butterfly, and there's also a large one, which is still just as intricate and detailed. And then the medium, and then the small one, which would be no problem at all. It would just punch out very simply. So I'm going to work with the smaller one just because it'll be a little easier. So if you didn't have any tips on this, you would just take your Thinlit, your piece of cardstock. I'm using my magnetic platform. These are brand new cutting plates and everything is sticking to them because of the static. So I would just run this through. When I would bring the butterfly out, it cuts nicely, but I'm going to have to take a paper piercing tool and take all those little pieces out, and then I have this huge mess wherever I'm working. So if you're going to do very many of these, you would have a lot of little scraps that would be all over your table. And sometimes after you do repetitive amounts of this, they will start to stick. So to remedy that, I would tell some of my customers to take a piece of wax paper and put it over the cardstock and then put your Thinlit. This also works well for the large framelits, like the beehive background. So that works well for those using the wax paper, and some of the others that get a little sticky because they're very intricate in detail. So I'll do that one. I do have a trash can. I'm not just throwing stuff randomly on the floor here. And that one comes out, and here again, it pops out, but I'm going to have to do all those little pieces, and it's going to make a mess. And if I've done more than 2 or 3, it might start sticking, and it might kind of be a nightmare to get it out. So let me show you the newest trick we have. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, and I have dryer sheets. These are just the kind you buy at the dollar store. They do not have to be expensive ones, just the cheapest ones you can find. I have 4 of them that I've put together. Now I have tried this with 3, and sometimes you can get by with that. This I saw Deb Valder had done this, and I believe she saw it on the Karen Berniston site, who does a lot of stuff for Sizzix to make these dies release just a little easier. So I'm going to lay that aside. I'm going to run this butterfly through once, just on the cards. Whoops, grabbed the wrong one. Put this butterfly right through on the cardstock. Goodness, the static. It is really cold here today, so there's lots of static with everything in the air. I need to take my embossing buddy over the entire cutting plate. Then I'm just going to pull this over here. Take the 4 dryer sheets that I have folded in half and place them right underneath this and lay it right on top of those dryer sheets. Run it through again. You might say, well, that's going to take just as long as if I pick all the pieces out, but let me show you what the advantage is to that. So now this time I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to take the butterfly Thinlit and lay it aside. Now I'm just going to go right here to the edge of the butterfly. I'm just going to start peeling the butterfly off. Now you do have to be gentle. You just can't go ripping this off of here. So you just pull it. You see all those little pieces are staying right on the dryer sheet. So I don't have a mess. It's all right there. There's my butterfly all neatly done. It even has a kind of natural curl to it. Like you can see the curl that's on this card. So it's very easy to do. Then I suppose if there was some reason you wanted all these little pieces, they're right there that you could reuse them. You can actually, now this is where you can get into a mess. You might say, well, I've done all that and I'm only going to get a few uses. You can actually pull this apart, which I'm going to work off here because it will splatter some. Fold it, and you've got another layer. So you can get several uses out of this. And And after all, it's just a cheap dryer sheet, so you're going to get plenty of use out of it. It's not just wasted. So you can do that. Makes it really easy. So go ahead, be adventurous. Get your butterfly finlets. They're easy to use. You can make a card in just minutes using this simple trick to get your butterflies out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.